Welcome back, family. Do you want to multiply your income and revenue? Well, in this video, Pastor Sam Adeyemi talks about the 7 ways to multiply your income. We all know when it comes to money, we have to pay very close attention to detail. So please do well to take your time and watch this video till the end in order to fully understand the whole message. Please do well to like this video, leave your comments down in the comment section below, and watch till the end. Thank you.
There's this story that I share very frequently about the day I traveled to the UK to speak at a conference, and as I put on my clothes at the hotel to go to the conference venue, I just felt something in the pocket of my suit. And when I pulled it out, it was an envelope, and it had $1,000 inside it. Oh my, oh my. I can't forget that day. You know why? Just simply because it had not happened before that I would have $1,000 in an envelope somewhere, and I wasn't even aware I was missing any money. I immediately had flashbacks in my mind, you know, to the time when previously I would need money. I mean, small amounts of money, and I would begin to check the pockets of my trousers and my shirts, and when I didn't find any money, then I began to check through all my books. I even checked the Bible too. I would look through all my books just hoping that there was some note that I had somehow forgotten. Well, I kind of knew I didn't forget, but I was just hoping that I did. And to now have $1,000 in an envelope, it was mine. And I didn't even know I was missing anybody. I mean, my heart was filled with gratefulness. Okay, so I know there are many people that are still in the situation that I was in before, the scenario where the money is not enough. There are many things you long to buy, many things you would be able to do. Many of them are actually just basic, but the money to do those things or to buy those things is just not there. So today I want us to discuss some of the basic principles that control the flow of money. I'll never forget the day I was walking through the airport hotel in Ikeja, Lagos, and I saw a bookshop. It was a small bookshop, so I branched in. So as I was looking through the books on the shelf, my eyes fell on a particular one that grabbed my attention. It did not just get my attention, it grabbed it. It was titled Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Wow. Think? They had not told me that before. That you can think and grow rich. I knew about work and you grow rich. But think. Wow. So there's a connection between thinking and wealth. Absolutely, yes, there is. So that's our starting point today. So I began to read. I began to listen to audio, speeches on audio. I began to watch speeches on video over and over and over and over. And then I got close to some mentors who were way ahead of me. I realized that hanging around them shifted my mind. Oh yes, they already were what I wanted to become. So when I hung around them, I observed a few things. I observed that their speech was different, more positive. Yes, I observed that about wealthy people when I began to get close to them, that they are positive. Okay, they have a positive outlook on life. It's amazing. And then stumbled on something and tried it. To cut pages of magazines and to stick them on the wall in my bedroom so that I could see over and over and over and over again that picture. Wow. The ones I was listening to, the same results. And I put some copies in my car and put them on continuous play. Gradually. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. I found out that I was changing on the inside. I found out the way I thought was changing. I was now beginning to think like my mentors. Yes. And at first that scared me. It was like I was a fake. I was imitating somebody else. But I found out, well, some people say that you can fake it till you make it. You fake it because your mind does not recognize the difference between reality and imagination. I would sit in on conversations and my mentors or senior friends would be discussing millions. Yes, millions. And they would talk about how they did this investment, how they disposed of it, sold it, and then got this in return, and then how much they paid and so on. I just kept quiet. I just kept silent. I realized some foundation needed to be laid for me before I would practically get into wealth creation. So the starting point is for you to believe that you are rich and you want to get yourself to that point as fast as possible. So remember what I said. You want to shift your thinking. You want to be able to conceptualize yourself as a prosperous person or a wealthy person. Read books. Read books on finances. I've read books written by millionaires. I've read books written by billionaires. I've had interviews with successful people. I've been able to ask them questions. I don't pass such opportunities by. Because the main thing is you want to defeat the pictures of poverty. You want to defeat the pictures of scarcity. Yes, in fact, you want to shift how you think. That's what you want to do. Someone said for you to do something you have never done before, you must become someone you have never been before. That's what we're talking about. And how to become someone you have never been before is what we're describing. It's in your mind. It's in your imagination, because that is the place where you overcome all your limitations. That is the place where you can choose to make the rich man or rich woman your friend. That is where you can visit them at home. That's where you change your car. It's there in the imagination. But more than just thinking, we said you've got to believe. You've got to accept as your reality the fact that you have money, the fact that you're wealthy. Wow. Now, obviously, you and I have a lot of battles to fight on that score. Why? Because your financial reality will try to stamp itself on your mind all the time. All the time. How do you hold the thought in your mind, I am wealthy, when there's no money? There's little or no money in your account. How do you hold that thought? How do you hold that thought when maybe you go out, you meet people, and they're better dressed than you are? Maybe you attend an event and I mean, people come with exotic cars. You don't go there with any exotic car. And you tend to feel less. You tend to have a lower self-esteem. That is where the fight is. It's the inside that controls the outside. We should not allow the outside to control the inside. The outside can program the inside. That's what we need to watch out for. That's where the big risk is. That we can so adapt to the outside that we absorb it inside and we don't realize it just creates the dynamics for us, just creates the dynamics of poverty, just perpetuates what has been there that is undesirable. Okay? To have money flow towards you, you need to decide that you are prosperous. So I'm talking about the decision. There's power in decision making. You've got to make a choice. Bring it down to this level. Being rich is a choice. Being poor is a choice. I know that there are people around the world that suffer injustices, and poverty for them is not a choice. I'm aware of that. There are people that are being deprived right now of their freedom around the world. But for most parts of the world, it's a choice. We still have the power to make the choice. Somebody says, but the point is, I don't have a qualification. I don't have the social pedigree. Excuse me. Don't focus on what you don't have. You have your imagination, use it. Decide. Make up your mind. There's power in decision making. Make up your mind that you are getting prosperous. It's amazing. So somebody says, but that's the challenge. I just can't figure out how. How will come to you? Define what first. How will come to you? That's the way it works. Don't bother about the how. The how will come to you by inspiration. The how will come to you maybe through a book. The how will come to you maybe through a mentor. The word, you cannot shirk that responsibility. So we're assuming that you believe in abundance mentality. Let it work. Put it to work. Believe that you are prosperous. Believe that you are wealthy. You sell different things in different ways. Okay? So to a military officer, you know how to approach it. If it's a child that is buying, you know how to approach it. If it's an adult, you know how to approach it. If you're selling to a man, you know what to emphasize. If you're selling to a woman, you know what to emphasize. But the important thing is, you've got to be selling. You've got to be selling something. And with time, you hone your skills. Because selling is a skill. Selling is a skill, and I hope to see a whole lot more of it in the environment. And that is if you have something that has value to add to other people's lives. You've got to be selling something. I can't find a way around it when it comes to the principles that govern money. There is no shortcut here. Money is a means of exchange of value. Somebody says, oh, what if maybe something negative happened, maybe I lost a parent or something, and I have this huge setback in my life. The only way to right the wrongs in your life, to put yourself back on track, is for you to align back with principles. So I'm saying here today, if you've never sold anything before, it's time for you to sell now. It's time for you to sell now. Okay? It's time for you to sell now. It may be a product, it may be a service, but it's time for you to sell now. Okay. So it's food that I want to offer to people in my city. Why should they come to buy the food? That's important. Why should they leave other restaurants to come buy my own food? We've got to do our work with excellence. There is nothing you do that you don't require skills. I mean, career-wise, skills. If it's selling food, develop the capacity to cook food and to package it and to present it. So, you need a skill. That's what I'm saying here. The long and short of it is, you need a skill. You've decided, you believe that you are rich. You've decided that you're prospering. Look at the amount of money that you're expecting to earn, what you believe to earn, and look around to see if there are people that earn that amount of money yet. What you will find out is the people that have achieved their goals are in the minority. And people stay a long way off and sometimes even criticize them. I think it's foolishness. We need to walk up to them and ask them exactly how they did it. We will always find out they were selling something. If you want to earn more money, if you want to scale up, if you want to upgrade your finances, you know exactly what to do. It's either you are improving the quality of the products and services that you offer, or you are increasing the quantity of products or services that you sell. Improving the quality works. Prioritize that, because the unit price of your product, of what you offer, will go up, or the unit price of your time will go up. You will make more money without having to serve more people. Now, you can also increase the quantity. I mean, if you were selling to 20 people before, you sell to 50 people now, your income is obviously going up. I want to advise that you please invest some of your time and some of your money in improving your skills. It's life-changing. It's life-transforming. And come to think of it, in the times that we are in, things are changing fast. Technology is changing fast. Knowledge is changing or growing fast. So to even maintain your position, relative position in your industry, you need to be up to speed on what's going on. You need to be reading. You need to be studying. Please invest your money in improving your skills. Invest your time in improving your skills. Each time you do an upgrade in your skill like that, it shifts things for you financially. And sometimes shifts things financially forever. I don't know. Some people have a challenge. Going back to school, I agree. Not everybody is gifted with academic intelligence, so school may just not be their thing. But we may stop schooling, we must not stop learning. We may stop schooling, but we must not stop learning. You can serve as an apprentice under someone. In fact, when you join an organization that is in alignment with your own visions and dreams and your life assignment, I encourage put in 5 straight years and just bury yourself into that line of industry because you want to understand it. I had a billionaire say recently that people talk a lot about capital in business. He said, I think you need to focus more on knowledge than on capital. He said, when you put your knowledge ahead of your capital, when adversity comes, it will hit the knowledge first before it can touch your capital. He said, but if you put the capital first and knowledge comes behind, when adversity strikes, it will wipe out your capital and you will now gain knowledge. Okay? So we need to prioritize the upgrading of our level of knowledge absolutely necessary. Okay? We are never too old to learn. Never too old to learn. Don't die before your time. Okay? Be open-minded. Once in a while, take yourself through the process. It may be a short course, it may be a long one, but you want to continue to upgrade your skills. This is very, very, very important. Let me add another thought when it comes to structuring your life to attract more resources towards you. Value your time. Very important. See time as your most precious capital. This is why I say this. Because when you say capital, most of the time we think about money. But I put time ahead of money because when you lose money, you can make money back to replace it. When you lose time, there is no manufacturer to manufacture yesterday for you. It's gone, and it's gone forever. The amount of money that you make, okay, is simply a conversion of your time. Whatever it is you achieve on our planet, you invest time, you spend time, or you expend time to achieve it. So the most important resource that you have to convert to money is your time. Okay, let's take time out of your life. What will be left? Nothing. Nothing. Time is the real resource, and it's a powerful resource because it is irreplaceable. Once it's gone forever. And the amazing thing is that it's given to everybody in equal quantity. But if you want to find what the difference is between the person that is wildly successful and the person that is struggling, look at what they do with their time. You will find the difference there. You'll find the difference there. So just by shifting what you do with your time, I guarantee your finances can begin to change. That's the point. You trigger the principle. That's why volunteering can be very, very powerful. I've seen many people who went to volunteer somewhere and then the next day they got a job. Very powerful. If value goes from you, value will come back to you. So back to your time. Make the best use of your time. A lot of the time, the things that seem to be urgent don't add any value to you. If you're going to be prosperous, you need to make up your mind about being prosperous. You need to believe that you are prosperous. Please use your time well. Invest your time. Don't just spend your time. If somebody says, I'd like to talk to you for about 2 hours, think, will that be an investment or will that be an expense? Prioritize. Is this thing important? And is it urgent? A lot of the time, I'm telling you, when you try to work it out, you'll be amazed. Most of the things we invest our time in are things that are not very consequential to our success or to our progress. So check your priorities, the things that are most important to you, what you would consider real success, how much money will be required to meet your basic needs. Then make up your mind, set the target, go to work. Adjust what you invest your time in, and it can make a world of difference. I want to encourage for us to acquire books on finances. It's amazing sometimes people can read all sorts of books but not read a single one single one in the area that really matters to them. I hope that you, dear listener, will take practical action today. I will always continue to emphasize the biggest fight that you have to fight over your financial status is in the mind. And you've got to defeat negative thoughts there. Again, I can feel it. I've been through it. I understand how it feels when you don't even know where the next meal is coming from. And we are asking you to believe that you are rich and to believe that you're going to have money. Okay? So it's tough, it's hard, but it is absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible. Don't accept poverty as your destiny. Don't accept mediocrity or poor quality living as your destiny. Don't. Make that shift in your thinking. Make that shift in your life. You may look weird to people around you, but I guarantee we're talking about principles, and principles have no respect for persons. These principles will work for you. There is no substitute for hard work. Okay? If you're going to create wealth, you must understand wealth is not for the lazy man. It's for the person that has a dream and that is willing to roll up his sleeves and to go after the fulfillment of that dream. The woman that wants to be financially independent must know that she needs to put in the required effort to make it happen. So, be a person of your word and be a person of action. Do it. Do it. Make a move. Okay? If somebody says, oh, the problem is I can't find a job, volunteer somewhere. Volunteer somewhere. You know why that is powerful? You may not be getting a pay at the end of the day, but the fact that you are giving provokes a cycle. Your job will come out from somewhere. It happened to me. I couldn't get a job for a long time. And then one day I just decided, you know what? Why stay at home? I'm going to offer my services for free at my church. I went, I spoke to my pastor. It was a Thursday that I said, I think I want to come in to the church office to help. The next day, he introduced me to all the staff. 2 days after, the Sunday, somebody came and said, I was informed that there's an opening for a site engineer on this particular site, because my background was in civil engineering. I got the job. It's amazing the way it works. I mean, in this instance, it wasn't even that I had offered the services, it was that I showed willingness, made the move, and the job popped out. I'm talking about principles here. They have no respect for persons. What you sow is what you reap. Okay? So, but back to those of us that either are career people working maybe in a particular office or workshop or working in somebody's business. Okay? You're offering services already. I want you to understand the powerful dynamics behind what you're doing. You've got to think beyond your salary. You've got to think of financial independence. You've got to think of your future. And let your vision of that future influence how well you do your work. You've got to do it well. The person that is thinking of where he or she is going to be in 10 years' time or 20 years' time, how prosperous he or she is going to be, can't do the job the same way someone that is just there to get a salary would do the job. Be a person of vision. Immerse yourself in this job. Unleash your loyalty on this job. More than that, upgrade your skills. Make yourself indispensable, okay? Let it be that you're the one person that can be trusted by the leadership when they have very important assignments to give out. I'm sure you know that with time, all that evolves in any organization, that with time, the CEO is able to identify the people that will really do the job. When they have very critical assignments to carry out, it's those dependable people that they look for. Be that person. Be that person. I guarantee you, you'll always have a job. But more than that, you'll be getting some money. But then more than that, there's a chance. There's a chance that when a breakthrough opportunity shows up somewhere, you'll get a high recommendation to go to the job. No room for laziness. Move yourself. Get out of your bed. If necessary, get out of your house. Or pick that phone, make that phone call. Okay? I mean, that's one of the very important things that I have learned to do. Okay, so now the money is coming back. So let's assume the money is now coming back. So what should you do with the money? Now you are getting money you never got before. What should you do with it? Very, very important. What you do with it will determine whether you'll get more or not, or whether you'll go back to where you used to be, totally bankrupt. The first thing that's important is for you to have a spending plan. Plan how you will spend the money before the money arrives. Some of it you need to pay your bills, you need to buy food. Some others you need to cultivate so that you can reproduce even more money or more wealth. So, as you get the money, have a spending plan. I encourage your first item should be giving. What you're going to give out. Every smart farmer knows when he or she harvests his or her crops, he or she takes aside some for planting the next season. And it's got to be more than you sowed the last time so that you can harvest more than you are harvesting this time. Save. Saving must be there. It's absolutely critical. One of the habits of highly successful people and wealthy people is that they don't spend all their money. They don't spend all the money that comes in. So while they are working to increase their income, they are working to lower their expenses. Save some. And then invest what you save. Invest what you save. Buy some piece of land somewhere. Buy some property somewhere. And just leave them there long term. 10 years, 15, 20. That's what you should have in mind. It would be good for you to have a knowledge of the stock market, because it's good to invest there also. Or you might just find someone that is about to start a new business but does not have the capital. I think that's one of the best forms of investment. Somebody says, but what if it doesn't work out? What if I lose my money? Then you should know what to look out for. It's not enough that the person is your friend. You've got to know what to look out for. Character is important. If you're going to give your money to someone, you had better be sure of the person's integrity. Okay? So, and then you've got to be sure of the person's competence in the area of the financial sector that he or she functions in. The person has got to have competence. The person's got to be able to come take a look at things, and know what will work and what will not work, and should be able to advise you. If, for example, somebody wants to sell shares to me, I want to ask whether the person has shares. How do you sell to me effectively if you've not experienced what is important to me? Okay? So, I want to encourage that You don't part with your hard-earned money, giving your money to people that have no experience, no expertise in the area of what they want to sell you. Listen, a lot of such people, they get commissions, yeah, so they're just after volume. But sometimes even they have no such investment. Why should I invest in a financial instrument when even you that are selling it don't trust it enough? So save your money, take care of your basic bills, and please invest some of your money regularly. It's not enough to make money. We've got to learn to multiply money. Whenever you need it, whenever it makes sense, buy insurance, just in case something goes wrong, so you don't bear all the burden alone. Okay? You want to protect your wealth.
Thank you for your time. Pastor Sam Adeyemi talks about how Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill changed his mindset about money. He also talks about how he got closer to successful people and how his association with them changed his life. Lastly, Pastor Sam Adeyemi said, if you want to change your financial situation, you must first change your words. And also, you have to change what is inside in order for it to affect what is outside. I believe you have been blessed by this message. Please do well to like this video, subscribe to our channel, turn on the post notification bell so you are notified every single time that we post a new video. Also do well to pass through Pastor Sam Adeyemi's YouTube channel to watch his videos. Shalom.